Hello guys, welcome back to the YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to be sharing an update or a quick wonderful idea that I just cooked for the MadChaos htcg. And in my previous video concerning update for set 3, I talked about set 3 being the main focus of MadChaos htcg, where I introduce laws, where I introduce like nice or original concepts for the MadChaos htcg. Like I talked about core universes, Repass, and I talked about other aspect of the a MadChaos htcg that I don't usually talk about. For those of you who have not seen that video, there's gonna be a notification probably at the side of the screen. Click on that notification, watch that video, and then you come back to this one. And also, I've been working on this script Repass. I showed that in my previous video. And the idea that I would like to talk about is the idea of the Reaper attacking the core universe. Now, I made mention in that video that the core universes or the core universe are the life points of every player, and I'm gonna be illustrating with some cards, so you guys are gonna pardon me because I've not really created any of these cards that I've been talking about. I've been super busy. So let's say these are the core universe cards, and at the starting of the game, players would choose a specific number of life points for their core universe, and that number has to be one number. So let's say I'm playing with you. We're gonna agree on which amount of number we want our life universe to have. So I'm gonna be like, let's give uh our core universe 1,000 life point, or 2,000 life point, or 3,000 life point. If we want like maybe a mid game, 5,000 life point. If we want like a longer game, maybe 7,000, 10,000 life point. And each player has to defend their core universe with creatures, and your core universe cannot be attacked as long as there is a creature defending that core universe. Where the Reaper comes in is where you have no creatures anymore on your core universe. Now your core universe is left exposed, and our opponents can attack your core universe. And for opponents to attack your core universe, you need something called the Reaper. Now this is not a Reaper. Let's just assume that this is a Reaper. You need a Reaper card, and the player has to summon this Reaper with the spend of a token, which is AP for my game, and that Reaper automatically deals damage to the core universe. Now, the reason why there's an automatic attack from the Reaper is because of something I call the worst case scenario, where players have already spent their activities or their action for that turn, and after clearing the opponent's field, they can attack the core universe because they don't have no activities or action left. For my game, we have two action phase or two phase. We have the deployment phase and the main action phase. The action phase has two actions or two activities. I'm going to look for words, specific words for these that I'm using. I hope I don't maybe like confuse you with this explanation. We have two phase for the MadChaos. We have the deployment phase and we have the action phase. The action phase has two activity, which is to either draw a card or attack an opponent. In the deployment phase, you get to deploy cards based off how many AP you have. APs are action points, which are just to deploy cards, while in the action phase we have two activities. Now let's say you've used those two activities in attacking your opponent. Let's say you spent those two activities to attack your opponent, because you can either spend two activities to either draw a card, two activities to attack an opponent, or one activity to attack an opponent, one activity to draw a card. That is the rule for now. And if I play test that and that work, that will be the rule for the MadChaos htcg. And the worst case scenario is when you use these two activities, you've successfully cleared your opponent's feed or your opponent's creature, and now you don't have any more activity to attack your opponent's core universe, because you can summon your Reaper, but your Reaper is going to remain dormant if there's no activity. And there was another loophole where on the next turn your opponent would surround its core universe with a lot of creatures, and for every turn every player gets 3 AP, so it is already guaranteed that your opponent is going to be protecting its core universe on the next turn. So I didn't want that, opportunity to slip by where you have finally cleared your opponent's feed and now you can't attack them because you don't have any more activity or any more action activities left. So I made like a rule of automatic action from the core Reaper. Whenever the core Reaper is summoned and it sees a chance to attack you because your feed is empty, it's gonna attack. So it has an automatic attack. But this is not the update for this video. So let's clear this. Let's say this is your opponent's coin universe and this is your Reaper. Now your opponent has no other card or no allied creatures on its field anymore. You summon your Reaper has 1,000 attack, it is damage to this coin universe, and then the coin universe takes the defense. This is very interesting. This is very simple, very straightforward, but this a bit might be boring. And I like things that are a bit complex. I did a lot of thinking and I came to like a solution which I'm going to be sharing right now. What I'm thinking about currently is that let's say this is your opponent's core universe and this is your opponent's feed. It has no creature left. And this is your Reaper right here. And what I'm thinking right now is that when you summon your Reaper, you have to gamble. And gambling is one of like the best ways to make your TCG fun. And I'm going to be introducing a dice. And we know a dice has 6 sides. So we have one, we have two, we have three, 4, 5, and then we have 6. So these are the 6 sides of these dice. And if you summon your Reaper, I'm planning on giving this Reaper like an absolute power, and I'm planning on giving this Reaper like a default power. Let's say the absolute power is gonna be like 1,000, and the default power is gonna be like 500. And I'm gonna planning on giving this Reaper like a lot of other attributes and a lot of like effects. So let's say these are like 4 attributes now, and this is this Reaper. So when you summon this Reaper with 1 AP, you get to roll a dice. Now, if you roll a dice, whatever number that you get to perform the attribute that is significant to that number. So what I mean is that let's say if you get 6, you get to use this Reaper's absolute power, which is 1,000 attack. If you get 5, you get to use the default attack. So I'm gonna either call this the awaken attack, and I'm gonna call this the default attack. And if you get 4, you get to use maybe an effect which states that the Reaper attacks the core universe with just 3 hit points, and then you summon 2 creatures. And if you get between 3, 4, and 1, your Reaper doesn't attack. For me, this is a better idea than the initial idea that I had, where you just have to summon your Reaper attacks the core universe, and that's just it. The core universe takes that damage. And I don't even want to make this complicated. If I really wanted to make this complicated, I would have add the same attributes to the core universe, where the opponent receiving damage has to roll the dice to dictate how many damage they should receive, or if they should receive more than the damage that the coin universe is coming with. But that's gonna make the TCG a bit too complicated, and I don't really want that. But for me, this is a very good idea because this doesn't just make the game fun; it also makes it unpredictable. Now both players have to like hope for the best, and there are more emotions to it. When you are playing a game and then you're like, oh my god, I need to roll a 5 because I need this effect at this time, or I need to roll a 6 because I need to use my this Reaper's awakening ability to attack your core universe and stuff like that. What do you guys think about this idea? Because for me, this is like a solid idea. This is a good idea. It's better than the generic ideas of destroying an opponent's life point or or universe. So you guys should drop your suggestions down in the comment section. And thank you guys for watching this video. See you in the next one.